Hi, welcome and welcome back to Gavin Reads It All. And this is going to be the chillest few days of my life as I am gearing up for some more bigger videos. And I just needed something that would be a bit more chill and I can just read what I want just for the time being. And I'm very excited because I'm about to pick up a classic, Moby-Dick by Herman Melville. And I haven't read a classic since Les Miserables by Victor Hugo at the end of last year. And I'm very ready for another classic. I am. It takes me a little bit longer to read them. And I do need a little bit of distance between them as well. I can't just read classics back to back. But I'm so excited for this now. I've waited for the right time, the right moment to give it a read. And this might not be the only thing I read in this vlog. I might not even finish this in this vlog. I just want to start it. And I say that, I've already started it. I've read the first chapter. And you know what? So far, so good. You know, we're just setting things up. We find out that the main character is called Ishmael. And he is narrating the story. And I don't really know anything about Moby-Dick. I've never seen a movie. I've never really looked into the story that much. I do know that it's a journey to find a whale. And I think there is some vengeance to be had. I think this might be a bit of a revenge story. And I don't know why, but I'm just thinking of that random Jaws sequel, Jaws the Revenge. This time it's personal. But I don't think this is anything like that. But I could be surprised. But yeah, the first chapter is essentially just answering the question of why almost every robust, healthy boy with a robust, healthy soul in him, it's sometime rather crazy to go to sea. So you do have that allure, the allure, darling, of what the ocean brings and why people seek the adventure on the ocean. Couldn't be me. I mean, don't get me wrong, the ocean is beautiful. Lots of amazing sea creatures, lots of gorgeous underwater places. I don't want to go, okay? I don't want to be on the ocean. I don't even really want to be in the ocean. It just ain't for me. I mean, I wouldn't say no to a cruise, but at the same time, I don't think that whole life is for me. So this first chapter is already yeah, I'm sure the allure is there for a lot of people, but it ain't there for me. But I do want to learn about it. I do want to know more about it. I want that atmosphere where you do have that vast ocean and it's gorgeous. I love the way that the first chapter ended because it does have some beautiful writing moments. The whaling voyage was welcome. The great floodgates of the wonderworld swung open, and in the wild conceits that swayed me to my purpose, two and two there floated into my inmost soul endless processions of the whale, and midmost of them all, one grand hooded phantom like a snow hill in the air. Oh, that's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, Herman Melville. This is a big one. This is over 600 pages. It's about 650 pages. The next few days will be normal, regular things, just days in my life, essentially. If you are interested in that, if not, that's absolutely fine. But I do want to make a good dent into this today and see what else comes my way this week as well. So please like the video if you enjoy, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's see what Moby-Dick is all about. I have set up a comfortable reading corner over there with my pregnancy pillow, and I am going to read some more Moby-Dick today. Today's been a very lazy day, I'm going to be quite honest. I do have reading sprints in about 10 minutes, and I'm going to be joined by Jade as well. And the only thing I've really done is read. I haven't done anything else, and I'm on page 146 of Moby-Dick. And I still have, like, what, 500 pages to go? And I am liking this so far, actually. It has been extremely gay. It has been so, so gay. So Ishmael, our main character, one thing I do want to quickly mention as well is that the very first line is "Call Me Ishmael," and I have just read The Fisherman by John Langan, and I think that must be kind of like a callback to this as well. Maybe it was like some kind of nod. I think someone might have mentioned that though. In fact, I'm sure there's a Moby Dick quote at the start of The Fisherman. So maybe I should have read this first before reading The Fisherman, but I love the fact that that was the first line and that was something I picked up on. But anyway, like I already talked about the first chapter. It has been like a little bit slow going. There hasn't really been too much happen, and we've only really just met the captain who had his like leg taken off by Moby Dick. It took a long time to get there, but even before then, I have to say, like, yeah, this is supremely gay. There's been quite a bit of gayness, at least like some homosexual subtext between Ishmael and his bedfellow. He is called Quaqueg, and oh my god. Listen to this. He pressed his forehead against mine, clasped me round the waist, and said that henceforth we were married, meaning, in his country's phrase, that we were bosom friends. He would gladly die for me if need should be. And they've been sleeping in the same bed. Like, literally, he's at this inn, and there's only one bed. And at first, Ishmael is like, I don't want to be sharing no bed. But then he sees Quaqueg, and he's like, well, actually, now you mention it, I don't have a problem with this. There's just been so much. Like, they've been lying in bed together and their legs have been entwined. I found Quaqueg's arm thrown over me in the most loving and affectionate manner. You'd almost thought I had been his wife. Like, the amount of times that they've been kind of mentioned that, and I don't want to do a spoiler, so I'm not going to get like too much more into it. I kind of want to do a spoiler vlog for this. That's what I'm working with. Like, I'm not making up the homosexual agenda. It's there. It's there. So that's been really interesting. I have been enjoying the fact that we are now on this journey. There is such an uncertainty with this adventure. It needs scarcely be told with what feelings on the eve of a Nantucket voyage I regarded those marble tablets, and by the murky light of the dark and doleful day, read the fate of the whaleman who had gone before me. Yes, Ishmael, the same fate may be thine. And yeah, like anything could happen on this journey. He might not even come back alive in this massive dark cloud over the narrative now, as we are now like actually going full steam ahead when it comes to the story. So yeah, I am enjoying it. It is good. It's taken a long time to get there, but we have now met Captain Ahab, and this is where I think we're really going to get more into the story. So yeah, I'm going to do these sprints. I'm going to get comfortable. And I also have the audiobook on Spotify, so I'm going to shift to that as well because I'm slowing down. I really am. I'm slowing down with Ash and Tobu being very distracting. They're wanting playtimes. I bought this for my Agatha Christie videos, and well, I bought a few more, but I needed a pointer. And Tobu's been loving this. So I've been doing a little bit of this on him, and he's been absolutely loving it. Oh, no, actually. Maybe I can do it to myself. Oh yeah, that's good. Don't worry, I've got 4 more. So maybe this can be my back scratcher, and the other ones can be the ones I use for the whiteboard, you know, for hygiene reasons. I also can't stop watching Disney vlogs. I have booked to go to Florida next year with my friends who stayed at mine the other day. And it'll be 10 years since me and one of those friends went the last time. We went in 2017 and we're going back in 2027 and we cannot freaking wait. And so we booked that, and I have been watching Disney vlogs. I've been watching Disney vlogs, Universal vlogs. I literally can't get enough. I cannot get enough. I cannot freaking wait. And I still have so much time before I need to go. And I have many more trips before then as well. But oh gosh, I'm just so excited. Watching those vlogs, I need to stop. I need to stop. I watch one and then that's all the algorithm will actually show me. So I actually done pretty well getting to page 146 with all of those distractions as well. Ash, Tobu, and Disney vlogs. I've decided to get the audiobook on Spotify and read along physically. And every single time the place that's called Cape Horn, every single time that's mentioned, I think the audiobook narrator is saying gay porn. Like, can you get any more gay than this? Can you? What do you think, Tobu? Tobu, what do you think? Okay, change of plan today. Well, one, I'm going to training, but I'm going an hour later than usual because one of my trainer's clients needed a swap. So, you know, things are a little bit different today. But what was going to put Moby-Dick on pause for just a second, because I got halfway through last night. I did sprints, and yeah, halfway through. I'll tell you all about it when I get home as well. But good news, very exciting news. One of my anticipated books of the year is Theodora's Tea Shop by Christy Jones. And I have just been given a PDF from Christy Jones, the author, and I'm so freaking excited to read it. So I'm going to put Moby-Dick on pause, and when I get home, I'm going to start this book, which I'll tell you all about again like when I get back in. I'm a little bit out of breath now. I walked up and down that massive hill, and I'm a little bit out of breath. But I just wanted to update you because I'm just so excited. I'm so excited. I will get back to Moby-Dick at some point. Just not in this vlog. I'm too excited to read Theodora's Tea Shop. I've been waiting so long for it, like so long. Because Christy, she's been writing it for years, absolute years. I think since like 2020. And she's been documenting her journey on YouTube, like writing it, I think since 2022. And I've been following the progress of Project Take Up since like 2022. I think that was the year that I discovered Christy's channel. And it might have been that series that got me into watching her. And this is like the book. This is the book. So it's been a long time coming. So much passion and effort and time went into the book. So I just feel so lucky that I have a PDF of it. And I'm about to start it after all this time. I'm so excited. I cannot freaking wait. I'm gonna hurry up with training so I can get home and we can start reading it. And I'll tell you about Moby-Dick as well, I guess. I'll tell you more about my thoughts on Moby-Dick. So my mum and sister have just been. They have gone. And I now do have the rest of the day to just enjoy myself with reading. I got all of the active stuff that I need to get done already out of the way, so I can just put my feet up. And yeah, so I got to page 337 of Moby-Dick, and I am liking it. There are a lot of parts of this that feel like tangents, which I feel like I'm getting used to the more classic literature that I read, especially like, say, after Les Mis, you know, all the sewer stuff about convents, just like a lot of tangents were had. So that's kind of happened, but like not as much. There was definitely a chapter where I was going through like whale definitions and stuff like that I just didn't really care too much for. I just want to get back to the story about Captain Ahab, as well as like Ishmael and Queequeg, and just like seeing what they were getting up to. And it took a long time for Moby-Dick, the actual whale, to even get mentioned. I think it was like 200 pages. I was reading this on sprints yesterday. I ended up reading a bit of it on the walking pad. And yeah, I was like making sure that I was keeping my balance as I was reading with the book. Where is it? Okay, yeah, finding story about Moby-Dick. Okay, this was on page 189 to 190, as Captain Ahab is describing a whale. Captain Ahab said, Tashtego, that white whale must be this same that some call Moby-Dick. And yeah, page 190, Moby-Dick, shouted Ahab. Do you know the white whale then, Tash? So yeah, we finally got there in the end, 190 pages in, and we still have so much to go. I mean, there's definitely been a lot more excitement and action, and I love like this massive description of Moby-Dick. It's like literally nearly the entire page of 214. It's such a great, it's almost like a horror. It's almost like a horror. Like before Jaws, there was Moby-Dick. People are talking about their superstitions, declaring Moby-Dick not only ubiquitous. Why am I reading this? I can't even say the words. Ubiquitous, but immortal. For immortality is but ubiquity in time. I'll have to look that word up, because what the hell? That though groves of spears should be planted in his flanks, he would still swim away unharmed. So it's, I mean, obviously, I feel like I kind of know what that word means. But, you know, it's just the overall appearance, the overall impression that I'm getting of Moby-Dick, and how terrifying it actually seems to be. And they're trying to find this one solitary creature in the unhooped oceans of this planet. It's like such a massive task, a massive feat to do, that I really am reading this from the intrigue side of things. Just like seeing how the story unfolds with that, finding Moby-Dick in this massive, vast world, like these oceans, and it is very, very intriguing, very intriguing. Not my favorite so far, like I definitely prefer other classics to this one, but I still have 300 pages. I think I'm just about halfway through. So I'm going to put this one down for now, though, because I do have an even more exciting read with Theodora's Tea Shop, and I cannot freaking wait. So I'm now going to sit down, I'm going to start, I'm going to read it. I'll let you know what it's about as well. So Theodora's Tea Shop follows a aspiring witch called Dorothy, or Dot. She is chronically ill, but she's always wanted to study magic. Her family don't allow it, and I believe like licenseless magic, whatever that entails, I'll most likely find out as I read. Licenseless magic is... Oh, what in the world was that? Was that someone at my door? Yeah, licenseless magic is outlawed. So Dot ends up leaving home and she ends up becoming an apprentice to, I think, one of the most powerful witches called Theodora. Oh, the most powerful witch in the city, apparently. Theodora obviously has a tea shop, but there's more to it. There's more there. It is just a facade. There are secrets to be found. And Dot is going to end up figuring all of that out, I am sure. So it is time to begin. It is like nearly 2 p.m. now, and I shouldn't have another coffee, but I can't think of anything more cozier to start this. So I might end up just making one anyway. It is several hours later. Well, it's 8 p.m. now. I've made myself a toasted marshmallow decaf oat milk cappuccino. And I am 120 pages into Theodora's Tea Shop, and I freaking love it so far. It has been so gorgeously written, stunning, just absolutely stunning. I have taken quite a few photos. Like, obviously, I can't like share any of the quotes or anything because the book isn't published yet. But oh my gosh, like even just like from the prologue, there was just like so many standout parts of it. And I was like, damn, like I can tell the craft went into this. I can tell that this itself is magic. And I'm loving the overall vibes of the story. It's given me like Howl's Moving Castle. It's also given me like a little bit of Witch Hat Atelier, which of course I've been loving for years and years and years. The manga is amazing. The anime has just started and it's absolutely freaking stunning. And I don't know if maybe I've just got like Witch Hat Atelier on the brain, but it is felt through some of these stunning magic and some of the magic system as well in Theodora's Tea Shop. And oh my gosh, okay, so what can I talk about spoiler free? Well, I really like Dot, or Dorothy, the main character. I feel like she has like no good luck at all, like to begin with at the start of the story. Like it is like really heartbreaking to see the struggle that she goes through at the beginning. And I am very excited to see if there is a lot of character growth and an arc for her, because I feel like she starts at quite a low place, especially in terms of how she sees herself and how she thinks other people see her as well. So maybe this apprenticeship with Theodora is going to be something where she will hopefully realize her self-worth and realizes that she's stronger than she is. That's something I really hope to see. I'm just looking through my photos I've taken. The way that Seafar thing, like the village at the start, this is described, stunning, absolutely stunning. I also love the intrigue of the tea shop to begin with, and Dot does go on a journey to find it, and it feels almost like an urban legend the way that it's described, and that mystique around it is something that is really prevalent in how sometimes we might just get a sentence or like just a small line about it, and we're like, oh, okay, like you're just like dropping the idea of this tea shop and you're not going to elaborate on that right now. Okay, so you're just going to tease us, right? You're just going to tease us. So there are little teasers, and there's still been like quite a lot of teasers for things that have happened years ago that I am very intrigued by. I want to see how all of that unfolds with the main storyline that's happening now. And the plot has like really been picking up too. And there's been like some confrontations, a little bit of action, and I am dying to find out what happened in Dot's past as well. I really do think that it's all going to come to a head. It's all going to be so relevant. I know that it will be relevant, but I'm like, how? How is it going to be relevant? And what exactly happened years ago, what's happening now. It's just a lot of things are going on at the minute, and I'm loving the gradual progression into that. Just the world itself. And there's a character called Leo, Lio. Maybe it's pronounced Leo. I'm not 100% sure, but it's just like so much intrigue there too. And I have so much like sympathy there as well. Some of the more like sinister characters can be a little bit funny. There was an interaction on page 20 that did make me laugh. So yeah, I'm learning quite a lot about this world and the magic system, how it works, through a lot of the interaction between Theodora and Dot. So that has been like nicely sprinkled in. And there have been like mentions of things to do with the world and the politics of the world, how certain things work, or at least like how some people assume certain things work. Like that has been mentioned in the past too, but like not really anything that's too overwhelming. You know, like I feel like I'm being eased into this. And the only thing that I'm not being eased into is what has happened in the past. But that's part of the mystery. That's part of the intrigue. So yeah, I don't mind so much about that. Oof, the revelation on page 108 as well. That was exciting. So yeah, it's been very exciting. It's been just wonderful. The vibes are so immaculate. I am so happy reading this. And yeah, my iPad is now charging. It nearly died. It nearly died. I was just like ignoring the battery percentage. I was just like continuously just reading and reading. And yeah, now that is charging. So I'm going to take maybe the night off from reading. And I do want to. So I'm going to be doing training again on a Thursday. And tomorrow it's going to be at 12, but usually it's 11. And what I was starting to do last year was, because it starts a little bit later than usual, usually I have training at 9. I kind of want to go to a coffee shop first before training, spend a couple of hours in there, have a coffee, maybe have some kind of breakfast as well, and go to training at 11 or like 12 tomorrow. I want to start that up again because that was a really nice thing for me to treat myself to every Thursday. But yeah, I stopped doing Thursday sessions in January, but I've been missing the Thursday sessions, so I asked if I could start them back up again. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to getting down a little bit earlier, having some coffee first, and then going along. So I will take Theodora's tea shop with me tomorrow morning. I will get so much more read. I imagine I'll probably spend like 2.5 hours in the coffee shop, train, come home, and most likely finish Theodora's tea shop tomorrow. Yep. And now I am, actually, while my iPad is charging, I'm going to watch some more Disney vlogs. I've been getting way too obsessed with watching Disney vlogs. And that's what I was watching this morning with my breakfast. And one of my friends who I'm going with has just mentioned a couple who do the Disney vlogs. So I'm going to check them out. And that's literally all I'm going to be doing. That's all I'm going to be doing. I'm going to become a menace with talking about Disney World and Universal coming up. It's 500 days today. 500 days before I go. What do we think of my new Crocs? These are the very first Crocs I've ever gotten. I was always turning my nose up at them because I was like, Crocs? Absolutely not. But I got these one-piece Crocs online and they just came and I actually really do like them. I really like them. My friend was wearing some Crocs on Saturday when he stayed at mine. And yeah, I tried them on and they were pretty comfy. So I ended up ordering a pair myself, and these are my one-piece Crocs. Gosh, I rarely ever film in my library rooms these days, ever since putting my computer back downstairs. These rooms have been a little bit neglected, I'm not gonna lie, and I do want to do a little bit more reading in here, and just like filming in general, never mind. Also, my lower back is kind of hurting. I was doing some deadlifting yesterday at personal training, and it does feel a little bit sore. But I do have another sports massage tomorrow, so that should hopefully help. Maybe. I still don't really feel much in my back, just for anyone who's trying to keep up to date with my progress on that. I still don't really feel much. And I've had a sports massage, I feel like 2 to 3 weeks, and I don't really feel anything, honestly. But we're getting there. Small feelings are coming back. And yeah, we're just going to see how it goes. Anyway, I also got these today. They came from the Broken Binding. So, like, not only did my Crocs come, but I did get the other 3 books in the Hyperion series. I have the first book on the shelf there. But yeah, The Fall of Hyperion Endymion? In the Rise of Endymion by Dan Simmons. So yeah, the first Hyperion book, did that come in a Broken Binding subscription, or did I go out my way to buy it? Maybe like last year or the year before. So yeah, book 2 and 3 and 4, they ended up coming out, and I ended up pre-ordering these. So yay for more books. But in terms of my progress with Theodora's Tea Shop, I did manage to get to page 250 while I was not just in Costa, but while I also read a little bit in the gym as well before my training session. And I'm still really loving it. I can't believe I literally... So I was on page, 120? Something happened like on page 120 that if I just continued on, I don't think I would have put the book down last night. I would have continued to have read it even as the iPad was charging. Literally like the first line of chapter 14 as well. And I'm sorry for being such a tease, I really am. But I haven't talked about an arc in so long. I haven't actually like wanted to read an arc so badly for years. Like I don't think there has been a book like that. And so I just need to talk about it, okay? But like in such a teasing way, I can't say anything else. I'm sorry. So that was the first thing I read when I was in Costa, and I don't think it was that. Though I did audibly gasp at something, but I don't think it was that because I literally just sat down, started to drink my coffee, and I was like, But there was definitely another moment when I just audibly gasped. Yeah, oh my gosh, page 156. Yeah, literally. See, I'm still going through my photos. I can't, well, maybe I can highlight a PDF on an iPad. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. But I can't highlight, I can't annotate or anything. So I'm just like taking photos as a compromise. Oh my god, yeah, page 156. Oh my god, that's when I audibly gasped. And Leo is really coming into his own as well as a secondary character. I just really like him. I do. I kind of want to protect him a little bit. I feel like there's just like way more to him. And I think Dot is seeing that as well. I don't know what's going to happen, if anything is going to happen with that character dynamic moving forward. But let's just say I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next with them. Oh, and Rupert as well. Oh, there's another character called Rupert. And something happened that made me feel so bad for him. I have just come to realize that a lot of characters go through some shit. And I don't know if this is a purposeful thing that Miss Christy Ann Jones is doing. But yeah, I'm just like, oh, the poor babies. Rupert, Leo, Dot. I'm like, leave them alone. Haven't they been through enough? I'm now at a point in the story where there's like a little bit of a race against the clock. And that has really, again, like ramped up the tension. So I have what, like 200 pages left, maybe just under 200 pages left. And I'm just gonna blast through to the end. Sue me. It is still quite early, so I will get that done. It is the last day of April, so it makes my heart happy to finish another book in April. I mean, obviously Moby-Dick, I won't finish that, but I can finish that, next week or something. I don't mind pushing that one into May, but it's this one where I'm like, I need to do it before the end of April. So I'm on a little bit of a time crunch now. The clock is ticking. I've just finished. And don't be fooled by how lush and wonderfully atmospheric this book is. It can get pretty dark. It really can. I was definitely taken back by how far it would go. And there were definitely a lot of complexities around family in particular. I'm just going to put that down because it's just going to reflect the ambience I still have on the TV. But yeah, like family dynamics was so the found family aspect of it, let's just say it's very needed. It is very needed. And it was done so wonderfully as well. I really do feel like you can get a sense of the main characters, so whether that's Theodora or Dorothy. You can really feel their character progression through what they need and what they get from the other characters and how that helps them to overcome so much as the narrative goes on. Like I'm telling you, it gets incredibly exciting. Again, like darkness, like so much darkness, and some devastating things happened. Uh, yeah, and quite a lot of it still made me happy. I was very happy, but yeah, at the same time, like there's just some things that happened. I was like, oh my god, that's like devastating. But overall, I loved it. I really loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I'm giving it 5 stars. I can't believe I literally only started it yesterday, and this has been like 4 years, I think, of me waiting for this book. And it didn't disappoint. It was everything I wanted and more. It exceeded expectations. It was magical. It was dark. It was grisly at times. It was exactly what I need, like the perfect balance of darkness and lightness, with great characters, characters that grew, characters that had so much to say and so much importance to the story. I don't think there was a single character who was there for no reason. I think everyone really facilitated the plot as much as they could and as much as the story needed them to. And just like lots of exciting scenes, like lots of memorable, standout, exciting scenes. Looking forward to talking about this with you all when it comes out in July. I still have my pre-order with Waterstones and I can't wait for my copy to come. I've had a pre-order for ages, but now I've read it. I have read it. I've said I've read it. 5 stars. Just genuinely over the moon that I got to read it. Just genuinely so freaking over the moon. And just remembering everything Christy went through writing it, watching those vlogs over the last 4 years, and feeling like crying with her when she got her agent, and her documenting it, and knowing the stories and the lore behind it. It just, the rewrites, the Project Take Up code name, just everything. It's been such a wonderful journey. Like, it wasn't just reading this story from beginning to end. That was part of like my reading experience, but going back in time to 4 years, in just that first inkling of the story, just knowing that something was coming, over the moon, just absolutely over the moon. And with that, I do think I'm going to end the vlog about here. I have nothing else to add. I'm going to be doing another solve along over the weekend with my channel members. So I'm going to be moving from Christy and Jones to Agatha Christie right after this and trying to solve another case. So I will get back to Moby-Dick. I promise. I keep saying that I will. There will be a future vlog where I finish it, I am sure, and you can get all of my thoughts then. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to leave this video a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already, use those channel high points if you have any as well. Leave all your comments down below, let me know if you've read Moby-Dick, and let me know if you're excited for Theodora's Tea Shop. I want to give a huge thank you to my channel members for supporting my channel. If you'd like to join my channel membership, then the link is in the description box. I hope I will see you in the next video. Bye.